You may have completed one Pokemon Nuzlocke, but have you completed two at the same time? Some people have tried playing two Pokemon games at once, but they wimp out and play two games that are virtually the same. Not me. I'm going to play Pokemon Yellow and Crystal using the same inputs and Nuzlocke rules. This was weird and complicated, and I'm not sure why I spent my time doing this, but regardless, let's go. I start in the beautiful sunny towns of Pallet and New Bark, but there's no time to waste. I'm on a mission. I headed up Route 1 in Yellow while I talked to my mum in Crystal. I entered Professor Oak and Elm's labs and received my starter Pokemon, Peekadile. Then I headed up routes 30 and 31 to meet Mr. Pokemon while I battled my rival in Yellow, and received the Pokedexes in both games. After fighting my rival in Crystal and purchasing Pokeballs, I was ready to go and caught a Poliwrath, Nidobat, and Geopod. I found a Pidgeot on routes 1 and 29, but I killed the Piggy due to a vast level difference, which meant that I couldn't use that encounter. After evolving Yellow Geopod into Butterfree, I was ready to take on Brock and Faulkner, and somehow, I managed it, which netted me my first gym badge. Only 7 more to go. I caught a Spear Sprout and bought a Magikarp for a low cash deposit of 500 Robux, while my egg hatched into a Togepi in Crystal. Then I proceeded to endure nightmare that is navigating through Mount Moon and Union Cave at the same time. I didn't even get a new encounter because I found so many duplicates I just gave up searching. I fought this super nerd, but his coughing pulled a big ass pull and killed Yellow Sproutro. I'm not a big fan of Spearow, but it still hurts.
Stop right there!
Jesse and James from Pokemon Anime Indigo League showed up and I made them blast off again before finally arriving in Cerulean City. First I cleared out the Slowpoke well and passed the trial of the Nugget Bridge, then caught a Slowdish. After that I was ready to take on Misty and Bugsy. Misty was easy due to a type advantage, and Bugsy wasn't too hard either. After the battle, Poliwrath evolved into a Nidorino. I went on a wild far-fetched chase to get the cut HM, then escaped the Ilex forest and received a Charmander in Yellow and an egg containing shiny Magby in Crystal. It sounds impressive, but it's actually not, because that particular egg has a 1 in 8 chance of being shiny. I raided the SS and fought Lieutenant Sgt Whitney. Lieutenant Surge wasn't too hard since I had a ground-type Pokemon, but Whitney was a bit tougher, and I had to sacrifice 2 of my Pokemon to her Miltank's rollout. Why the fuck are you the one crying?
That's a bit sassy!
While I traveled through Rock Tunnel in Yellow, I entered a bug-catching contest and caught Scyther in Crystal. Then I made it to Celadon City and Ecruteak City, and woke up a legendary Pokemon. After all that I made it to Erica and Morty and fought the 2. They required more brain power than usual to beat, but were both manageable. While I climbed up the Lavender Tower, I fought a horde of dancing ladies to access my cool new surfboard. I was making my way to Olivine City off camera when Togepi decided to explode when I used Metronome, which sucks. I climbed the Olivine Lighthouse, then surfed to Cyanwood City while I made the long trek to Fuchsia. Then I fought Kogu and Chuck. Kogu was the more difficult of the 2 and I had to sacrifice Togecarp the Gyarados to him. I did some grinding in Yellow and grabbed a King's Rock in Crystal, then purchased soda to give to the Saffron City Guard. I took care of the Silphco takeover, then headed to the 6th gyms. The fights against Sabrina and Jasmine weren't too hard, but I did need to use a few potions when fighting Jasmine's Steelix. I got through the sea foam islands and explored Team Rocket's hidden base, then took on Blaine and Price. The battles were pretty easy, but when battling Blaine, his Rapidash used takedown and killed Picadile. The Rapidash died from recoil damage and both of the Pokémon went out simultaneously. Next I took care of a lot of shit in Goldenrod City and evolved some of my Pokémon. I also revived an old Amber to get an Aerodactyl. After plenty more grinding I took on some ice puzzles then fought the final gym leaders. On a side note, isn't it weird that the crime boss is the one to graciously accept defeat and hand over your badge fairly while the strong, highly respected dragon type user acts like a whining bitch and refuses to give you your badge? Well, it's annoying, but I passed the Dragon's Den trial and now have all of the badges. Now that I had obtained all of the badges, I accessed the victory road in both games and beat my rival in Crystal so I could enter the Pokémon League. I walked into the Elite Four, the most confident I had been in a while, and immediately got beat down by Lorelei, who killed both Slowdish and Nerduo. On top of that, Will killed Poliron. From that point onwards, I was much more careful, and went into the rest of the battles more prepared. This kept the rest of my teams alive through Bruno, Cogger, Agatha, Bruno again, Lance, and Karen. Then it was time to fight the champions. Lance was definitely the harder of the two as I couldn't sweep him with a nice move like I did in Storm Silver. Magenwoodo was much too frail for that. In the end I had to sacrifice Nerduo and nearly sacrifice Kobe before being able to beat him, though Magenwoodo came out with only 1 HP left and nearly gave me a heart attack. Trez was a lot easier to beat since he was type diverse and therefore not reliant on a single counter, and in the end I managed to win. In the end, I expected the 2 games at once aspect to make it more challenging than it did, but it was instead just a fun way to spice the game up. Regardless, I still enjoyed the run and hope to be back soon.